We is live. With football season around the corner, it's gonna be some pretty interesting events coming up.
I'm not seeing it yet.
It should be on there. Hey, popping. I think I forgot it last time. I think you got it yet.
No, it's on
Kept refreshing with the show. Hello.
Hola.
Hola.
Hello.
Who is it?
Georges.
Hey, welcome to the channel. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for joining.
It's Jesse Sheldon.
Jesse Lee.
Hi, Jesse.
Cup. Well, go on. Yeah, I deal with. I feel like I need to do like this whole segment just Jamaican style. Because everybody keep asking, like, how you're a bourbon Jamaican, but we don't hear that accent. So I'm going to try my best to keep the Jamaican on the duration of the live.
The duration.
The duration.
We'll give it a couple minutes to allow some more guests.
She said
to
I am
arrive.
subscribed, LOL.
Respect. Appreciate it. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I know say a boy want make it tick and go on, is it? So just make it do it for the share and all of them good things there. Share up the good things there. So we just pretty much recap. We just did a tasting for something to come out later in the week. We got it sitting here, but we're also getting ready to sample a little bit of this Michters 10. I've heard the hype, seen it around. Brady just so happened to have a bottle collecting dust at the house since he bought it.
Collecting dust.
Since we're
That
knocking
ain't
dust.
dust, that's fog.
Since we're knocking
about to say.
dust off the bottles,
No, that's because I had it in the car all day.
you gotta do that neck pour trick.
Got a little hot.
I did the neck pour thing earlier.
It still steam up.
Yeah.
The cooler bag ain't cool enough.
There goes my phone.
Let me get a pour. Let me refill. What's the thimble? Not a lot. So we over here just hanging out for a few. Figured we'll jump on the live.
Welcome.
See what everybody's talking about. We got Mr. Commissioner over there with the new football season. So we gonna talk bourbon and ball. Bourbon and ball.
Bourbon and balls.
Bourbon and ball. We might need to do a segment like that, Chris. Just go live and just see if there's any fantasy football bourbon enthusiasts. Combine the two.
If you're coming here for bourbon advice or fantasy football advice, you came to the wrong location.
You came to the right place.
Hey, you almost won.
Almost won. I only won a little bit of money. It seems like honestly in fantasy football, I can manage throughout the year, but I just can't get over that hump. You know, I can't put together that playoff drive in order to finish the season out strong. whether it be my team name, for an example, last year was Google Web MD. That was due to all my players getting hurt consistently. So it's been a long time since I won a fantasy football championship. I think probably like 2015, 2016.
I've made the playoffs, but I've never gotten past the first round.
Vimro, hello. Where you coming in from? Your girl said, can you tell us why you like or prefer bourbon as opposed to other spirits in the game?
All right, so right off the bat, of course, I had it up here, but I think I moved it. So we keep a bottle of the Red Nephew Whites, being Jamaican. If you don't have a bottle of Red Nephew White rum in your house, right off the bat, that's points off your Jamaican card. So, but for me, it's always been rum. That's all I grew up on was rum. Actually, Kentucky is like the bourbon capital of the world. And just as I got older, you start hearing more about different distilleries, what's coming out, the unicorns, the hard to find bourbons. And I kind of got intrigued. So going from rum and coke to a bourbon and coke was now the new thing for me, like hitting the clubs or whatever the case is. But from there, I started kind of dabbling into different bourbon, hearing stories about different flavors, different notes. I just kind of got in the wind of it, and then, just randomly one day, I went out to a liquor barn, and like a truck just pulled up and nobody was there, and I went with my wife Ashley, and well, she went to a different one. Me and her boss went to one, and we ended up getting, it was like my first Pappy. So if you heard the name Pappy, that's like top of the list as far as bourbon. Allocated, hard to find. If you do find it, you're paying an arm and a leg. And when I got mine, it was like $79 back in the day. So this is early 2008, early 2009, and I remember people were like offering money in the parking lot. So I was like, what? Because they got there late. I just accidentally stumbled up and going in when the truck pulled up for delivery. So long story short, I got my first collectible, which is a Pappy 12-year, and from there I started collecting. You probably can see some of them on the wall. So UK basketball. I'm a big UK basketball football fan, and I lived in Lexington at the time. I'm still in Kentucky, but at this time I lived in Lexington, so everything you hear about was Maker's Mark this, Maker's Mark that. And then when they started coming out with the collectible bottles for basketball or for the Derby, and it's good stories behind it. So each bourbon distillery has a great story, family history, and it's like my palate changed. So I still drink rum, but now it's just bourbon is my liquor or spirit of choice, because it's something you can share with your friends, something you can enjoy straight, something you can enjoy mixed, and it's, I don't know how to fully explain it, but it's just something about bourbon and being in Kentucky. It's part of it. Racehorse, bourbon, football, and basketball. They kind of go hand in hand, but being in the bourbon capital, from about 10 minutes to about an hour and a half, 2-hour drive radius of probably 8 of the top distilleries. It just came natural, started to collect, year after year. So this back here didn't start overnight, and I didn't spend a fortune. It's just, start hearing stuff or randomly go in the store and they have it on the shelf at a decent price. For us, we always try to go MSRP. A lot of time they'll tell me I'm letting it collect dust because, sometimes I might pay a little extra, and a lot of them are hard to find, just like this one here. It come out once a year. We'll never see another bottle of that, at least for a while, if they do come out with something else. So it's just the rarity of it. And then, like I said, you get to enjoy. Chris enjoy bourbon, Brady enjoy bourbon, and it's like a code. You know, it's an unspoken language. You'd be surprised how many people are into it. So, if you're wondering how I got into bourbon, that's how I got into bourbon.
It's almost like a society, right? There's so much things evolving in the bourbon world that it becomes its own community, right?
100%.
So yeah, it's going out talking to people. It's a good time, right? It gives you something to talk about. It gives you something to chase after. It's an expensive hobby
for sure.
selection that you get into. Our friend EH Tater
What's up, Tater?
caught us live. It's kind of you know Tater, we've actually discussed you off stream several times because we continue to do these little short lives or whatever to try to get our viewership up and try to get some new likes and subscriptions and stuff like that, and every time that we've done it, we're like, man, we're not gonna be able to communicate with Tater out there in the West Coast, because you're very active. We love when you come in and view the stream and communicate through the chat with us. You do it the right way, so we appreciate you tuning in. So hello out there in the West Coast.
Yes.
Hope you're doing well.
Thank you to everyone that's made it to the live stream so far. We appreciate it.
Yeah, the interaction in the chat. Obviously, the lives don't go as well if there's no interaction. Yeah, it's hit or miss for us personally. We can come on here and ramble, but obviously we love it when you guys communicate and interact with us back and forth. So
Yeah, I was joking around actually earlier. I'm just like, man, a lot of people miss out on the live because we've been pretty sporadic most of this year. I think closer to the end of the year, like right now, it's the end of second quarter, getting into third quarter for us. We all got regular 9 to 5. This is not our jobs. This is a hobby of ours. And so, things get busy at this time of the year. So maybe end of the third into the fourth, when stuff kind of slow down, we'll be able to get together more. A lot of outdoor activities. Chris and I have kids. Brady's waiting, but I'm sure somewhere down the line. So it's a lot of kid stuff, Kids got practice, got games. Chris coached, myself used to coach. I took the fall off. Feel like my kids needed to hear somebody other than my voice because they're so used to that dad voice. So it's time to kind of let them branch out and get used to somebody else. But for the most part, I think we'll definitely need to start scheduling a couple, even weekends will probably be better since we're not working as many weekends as we used to. Shit, Dropping Nukes and I used to be probably 12-hour days, 7 days a week back in the day. And things have
them days is over.
That has finally slowed down. So we're able to try to play catch up and spend as much time with our families on the weekend. So for us, it's kind of hard because, I might not have nothing going on this weekend, but these guys might have. So every now and again, it's hard to kind of coordinate and get caught up. Like early in the year, we probably was just flooding videos, and like now between travel and work, it's either hit or miss. Sometimes it's me and Dropping Nukes, sometimes it's me and Brady. But
yeah, I'm traveling next week. Steven jumped in here and said, yo.
What's going on, Steve?
He also asked, have we tried the four walls yet? I know that we discussed the 4 walls last time. I was pretty drunk.
I've never even heard of 4 walls.
Well, that was the same consensus that we had last time he brought it up, but I don't remember particularly like what we discussed about it. Steven, what was that link that I sent you the other day about the North Carolina distillery that could compete with the Russell's 15? I can't remember what that was. Tater said he got 2 bottles of Kentucky Owl Batch 12 for a great price. Have any one of us tried it? And it's the John Ray blend.
Brady got a couple of owls.
I have one. I have the confiscated. I've tried the confiscated. I own it. I like it. The only other one I've tried is I tried the batch 3 rye, and it wasn't bad. I've never tried any of the bourbons.
Yeah.
I've just always heard that they're not worth the money because they're like $300.
Yeah.
If you got a deal on them, that's awesome. I've been wanting to try some of the Kentucky Owls, but I'm not willing to pay
$300.
$300 when they're getting okay reviews.
Yeah. See,
$80 each, holy.
Yeah. See, I got 2.
Cow.
So I got the St. Patrick's Special Edition, and then I got a Japanese release. Tasha, I can't even pronounce his name, but it was a Japanese release that came out last year that I ended up getting. So for me, those are kind of.
I take it back. When I went to Bourbon Fest last year, they had those. They had the St. Patrick's Day one, the Japanese one, and they had the new Meister that had just came out. I tried all 3 of those. The Meister, however you'd like to pronounce it, wasn't bad. I wasn't a big fan of the Irish one. The Japanese one was okay. I've just never had any of those yellow label bourbons. I saw some last week, and I mean they're sitting on the shelf for $300, $350, and they're not Dixon Deadman anymore. So
Takumi is the name of it.
Tater got a case of the Kentucky Owl St. Patty's.
Yeah.
For 40 each.
Damn. So they must have just said, because I randomly ran out. I think I maybe paid $100, 120 maybe for it. But that was like right in the midst of St. Patrick's Day when they came out, when I got wanted out.
The 4 Walls was a blend of Irish whiskey and rye.
that does sound interesting.
The 4 Walls? No, that's Irish whiskey, roll, and coke.
That's straight from Ireland.
Yeah, my thing, I don't know. My thing about
Southern Grace.
Yeah,
Southern Grace was the one that I sent you the other day, Steven. That's not the Irish whiskey and rye mix, right?
my only thing, E.H. Tater, about the Kentucky Owl stuff is, like I said, I've tried all the cheaper stuff, the under $200 ones, and even at the $100 to $200 range, I don't even think they're worth it. Yeah, if you're getting them for 40 and 80, hell yeah, good for you. But I like to buy stuff on blowout sale in California because the discounts are so deep. That's the way to do it, especially if you like to try a lot of new things. Buy the stuff that's on sale.
Yeah.
Yeah, the SRP is just high on them. The other thing too is, it's funny because we sit here and we do these reviews on Parker's Heritage, but if you really think about it, if you bought one of those Kentucky Owls for $300 and you drank it next to the new Green River Full Proof that you paid $40 for at Kroger down the street,
Gonna hurt your feelings.
is it that much better? Which was the point of this video, which you guys will see later, but that's the question you got to ask, right? With everything that's over $150, is it worth that much more?
Yeah, and that's where we stepped in, because we gonna let you know straight up if it's worth it or not. Now, I'm not gonna tell you, yeah, go get it because of the name or whatever. Like, we've had bottom shelf that won blinds, bottom shelf that came close to winning like blinds against some of them high dollar bottles, and
Hell, even the one live we did with the George T. Stagg, the bland straight from the barrel, and the Stagg Junior. The Stagg Junior, don't get me wrong, the George T. Stagg's good.
yeah,
But would you pay $700 for it, or would you pay $150 for a Stagg Junior? Because those are the secondaries.
yeah. Well, the secondary for the Stagg Junior is back up to $250.
Depending on where you go.
Yeah.
If you go down to Louisville, they're like $150.
Yeah.
Here they're $250. But yeah, so $200. Meet in the middle. Would you pay $200 for that or $700 for a George?
Yeah, but at the same time, you'll see the junior before you see the senior.
100%.
Because for me, like, they did the same thing. I think when we hit our was it 1,000 views?
That was the 10,000 view video.
Yeah, and I'm like, I've had it up there for I don't know how long, and we were able to slide over one since he's out, so we can keep up. I can't see from that far.
Itch Tater said, yeah, or the new Bardstown single barrel for $65, or Smoke Eye Hill at $80. It's like good luck taking. I can't see because that heart's in the way. I need to get taking a big premium these days. Yeah, the Bardstown single barrels. I don't know if I've brought those here or not. I have a couple of them.
Which one?
The Bardstown single barrels. I know we did the black, white, and green label.
Yeah,
but it's a gold label. They're store picks.
I think we did that one. I did my buddy Ryan. Shout out to Ryan Estes. He ended up letting me try that 4 square one, and I'm talking about, wow, like ever since I tried that, if you watch our previous videos, I've been on a rum barrel finish. So Jesse, if you're wondering, when they do a rum cast finish, I get the rum cast finish because I do like that unique blend of the rum and bourbon. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
So you getting your rum finish flavor, and then you also getting that good premium of the bourbon.
But some of those Bardstown store picks, I've got 2 or 3. I have one that is on par easily with a Stagg Junior, and I think I paid $70 for it. So that's the SRP of a Stagg Junior.
Yeah, the Bardstown was good. So they did a bourbon at the zoo, like after hours for adults, which when we got there, it kind of rained a little bit. I think I posted a couple videos and pictures, but right through the gate, Green River had like table of everything they had, and I sampled everything because my wife wasn't drinking at the time because she was getting ready to donate a kidney. And be a living donor if you can, because you'd be surprised. Don't wait until you're gone to save a life. You can actually save a life by being a live donor. Unfortunately, I'm a donor on my license, but I don't think anybody would want these kidneys because I abuse them so much with bourbon. But I think it was pretty incredible what she did. But anyway, we went to the bourbon tasting, and everything Green River had out. I think their wheat is probably one of my favorite. I love wheat bourbon, so their wheat is up there. I'm not too much of a big fan of their rye, which I'm a rye person.
I really like their rye.
But the Blue Label one was pretty stellar also, and I think that's like their everyday shelfer.
They're supposed to be doing a foolproof version of that rye next year. I'm excited for that. So the other thing E.H. Tater talked about in that last comment was the Smoke Eye Hill. Do you keep up with the Ascots at all? It's an awards thing.
No.
So Fred Minnick created an awards group called the Ascots. It's the American Spirit Council of Tasters.
Okay.
Can't believe I remembered that. It's blind. They send out blind samples of all these people that enter in it.
Yeah.
So if you say, I want to be a judge, he sends you like 30 samples out of 1,000.
Damn.
Well, Smoke Eye Hill got a better rating than George T. Stagg.
Wow.
And so they were selling Smoke Eye Hill on Sealbox after the Ascot Awards, and it sold out like in a day.
Yeah.
Because everybody wanted it. It was $80, like he said. I had my buddy pick me up one. I'm grabbing it. I'm picking it up on Saturday when I go down to Bardstown. I'm really excited to try it. He got one too. He cracked it open, and I asked him. He's never had George T. Stagg, but he's had Stagg Junior. And I said, "Is it as good as a Stagg Junior?" And he said it's better.
Wow.
So I'm very curious to try it. And then E.H. Tater also said rum finishes are very interesting. I'm looking at a Puncher's Chance 14-year rum finish today. That's is that Mike Tyson?
Yeah.
That's Mike Tyson brand. I've not had any of the Puncher's Chance. Josh said that he really liked it when he tried the one.
Nice.
I didn't know they did a rum finish though. That would be interesting depending on the price. 14 years sounds cool.
I think it was a while ago that he had it. I think I went over there, but he gave me a shot and he wouldn't tell me what it was because he always, try this.
Yeah.
But it was decent. But the rum finishes I've had, that High West has a great, it's the Blue Label on the High West.
Yeah, that rum finish one.
That rum finish one. Also,
bourbon.
Prideful Goat has an exceptionally great rum finish. And Boone County came out with one, and again, like I said, that 4 square from Bardstown, they have a great rum finish. So I think somebody else is coming out with one that I've seen, and I think come closer to fall,
Penelope.
Penelope.
It's about to come out, I think, in a month or two.
Man, I'm still trying to get a bottle of that Rio, Penelope Rio. That was probably one of my favorite. We've had it.
I bet you the rum finish will be better than the Rio.
Yeah. We've had
I bet it's going to be awesome.
We've had the Rio, compared it to the RD1 Ambarana, and Boone County came out with the Ambarana, but I think the Boone County Ambarana is
It's good.
really good.
That's my favorite thing from Boone County.
Yeah, and the proof is there, but Rio, for me, as far as Brady and Chris, they like that high proof, and I think that's why they like it so much, but for me, I like to let it marinate and kind of salivate over it a little bit. So for me, that Penelope Rio with the Ambarana finish was amazing.
E.H. Tater said, okay, he said it's called left cross. I have heard of that. That's Puncher's Chance left cross, 14-year rum finish. He said it's normally 130 marked down to 80.
Nice.
Might be worth it. What I have noticed is with finished bourbons, well, now I'll say bourbons in particular. The Prideful Goat Rye was a cash strength, and I liked that one. Any bourbon that's finished in anything, rum, cognac, red wine, whatever, I've noticed that if it's cash strength, it's not as good as it is watered down, which is weird because I love cash strength bourbon. But if you try something that's finished and it's like 120 proof, it is really, really tannic and dry. Where, like a good example, I had an Old Elk Sherry finish that I had brought. We did a video on it. 110 proof. It is one of the best finished whiskeys I've ever had. As soon as I finished that bottle, I missed it.
Yeah.
I really, really missed it. But I got a Select Stock Heaven Hill Armagnac finish. That's 100 proof, and it might be better than the Old Elk.
Yeah.
That 100 to 110 mark is good. So if that left cross is somewhere in that like 100 to 110, maybe 115 proof range, it's probably pretty good. But like that Boone County rum finish,
Yeah.
I think it was a little over 110, but it was
like
cash
116.
strength. Yeah. I don't think it was as good as the High West.
Yeah.
The High West was 100 proof. E.H. Tater said, I have seen the High West cask finish. They make a bunch of different ones. It's got a white strip on the bottom that'll tell, I'm sorry, at the bottom of the blue label it says what it's finished in.
I think I got it back here. I gotta see which one.
Yeah, so you got to read it carefully because they use the same label for everything. I've had the Midwinter's Nights Dram. I don't like it. I've had a blend of the Boo Rye. I've had the Boo Rye. Don't like it. I like
this one.
I like this rum finish. It says cask collection in like a gold lettering, and then underneath of it it says a blend of bourbon whiskeys finished in rum barrels. They use the same label. I saw one somewhere else, and it was a blend finished in Cabernet barrels.
Yeah.
Wasn't interested. I wasn't interested in paying $100 or $75 for something I might not like.
Yeah.
E.H. Tater also said, yeah, my fresh crack Rio was not as good after it sat for 2
Oh,
weeks.
well, you left out. This one was in the Barbados rum barrel.
Yeah, I said rum.
But you gotta say Barbados though.
That's all Barbados.
Barbados. But you got Jamaican rum finish. Bermuda.
I was about to say, who's the last person that commented? It was Chris. He said, Colts.
Dropping Nuke said Colts undisputed champs. When and where?
No, this is from my soccer league. I played with a younger team, and we ended up getting the championship last night. So we got championship shirts. So I'm
He's
rocking
still
it
on
today.
a high.
Yeah. Knees bad and all.
Wow.
Right.
I'm savoring every last sip of my Parkers.
Yeah, don't put my Colts on the back burner, man. My Colts might make it back.
Anthony, what is it, Richards or Richardson?
Yeah.
He's getting a lot of hype train right now.
Yeah,
You know,
if you learn to sit in that pocket, he can't be running like it. Andrew Luck should have taught him that. Rivers should have taught him that.
Nah, you
Rivers
can't-
didn't even run.
you can't let the man come to the NFL and change his game up, though.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Lamar changed it up. Lamar had to learn to sit in that pocket.
Lamar's still running all around.
Yeah, but not as much. You're going up against, you're 180 pounds going up against a 275 linebacker or a 200 pound linesman.
Pretty sure Lamar broke 600 yards rushing last year.
I think he probably 1,000. He got more rushing yards than the running backs.
So Lamar, it took a while for him to learn how to actually throw further than 20 yards. And now that he's gotten better at it, he has stopped running as much. But when he does run, you can tell that he really, really wants to run. Sometimes it's like he's itching to run and he just runs when he shouldn't.
Yeah, Lamar had almost 700 yards rushing last year.
Oh, this was a Bluegrass State limited release.
Or 800. He had 800 yards rushing last year. My bad.
They all say that. I don't know if I believe it's actually
Release
limited.
4.
So, interesting thought. We don't have to do it today. I think we should do it sometime though, if you want.
Yeah.
What do you guys think would win in a blind out of the Parkers and the George T. Stagg?
You want to finish off the George T. Stagg?
I'm not saying that.
I only got probably. I can do a half ounce.
I'm just asking.
We can do a half ounce each.
I think that the
The Parkers ain't gonna hit it. All right, let's take a poll.
hey Tater, how much is it out there?
Let's take
just
a
out
poll.
of curiosity, because they hit the distillery, and that's pretty much the only place that you've been able to pick them up in Kentucky. They haven't really hit shelves that I've seen.
Costco got them, or not Costco, Kroger got them last week.
In Northern Kentucky?
Yeah. Good.
Which Kroger?
Independence.
Why is Independence getting so much shit?
I don't know.
I don't understand that either.
But Good Spirits got them. I went to Kroger. They didn't have it. The next day I went to Good Spirits. I paid a little over MSRP for it. And then 2 days later, I saw that somebody posted on Facebook that they had them at Kroger, and I was pissed. Because they were even selling them under MSRP. It was $10 under MSRP. What I will say, though, I almost brought them today for the blind, or for the live. I think we should do it next week, though. I have the 2023 Shanks and Baumburgers. I tried my 24 Shanks and Baumburgers against the 23, and I thought the 23 was twice as good for the Baumburgers and the Shanks. I was really disappointed.
You said around 150 pretty much. 110 for the Shanks, and then 140.
Yeah,
So
that's
pretty much
about what I paid, was around that 140 per.
Yeah, there's a
The 23 Shanks is really good. The Baumburgers is too. The 24 Baumburgers wasn't far from the 23, but the 23 Shanks is so much better than the 24 Shanks. The 24 Shanks is not worth $110 SRP, and I paid $130, $140 for it. It's not worth it. Don't buy this year's Shanks. If you can get, yes, you're welcome. If you can get the 23 Shanks, do it. It is, like, for 91 proof, the flavor you get on that thing is crazy. It is so malty and sweet. It reminds me of, like, the Michters 10-year bourbon, where I looked at the proof and I was like, this can't be good. And it knocked my socks off. I was very surprised. If you can find the 24 and 23 Baumburgers, I would get those. Shanks skip.
Tater, what are you sipping on?
It's early for Tater, man. Tater probably at work.
Well, I'm just saying, what have you been sipping on as your everyday sipper here recently? What's your go-to right now?
Yeah. I am curious.
That's what I was asking.
I am hoping, though, that those Shanks and Baumburgers open. That's why I say I want to bring them next week. I opened mine last week. I'm hoping after 2 weeks they get better.
The Jamaican over there, he's
getting excited, too.
The Jamaican's in Vegas next week, I think.
Oh, is he?
And I won't be back until Friday.
Well,
we could do it Friday afternoon if y'all wanted to.
What's Friday afternoon?
This Friday.
What are we doing Friday?
Tomorrow?
No, not tomorrow, but next Friday. I'll be out of town. I leave out of town for work on Monday.
For work? You going to training?
I'll come back till Sunday morning.
Going to Fort Wayne, baby.
Fort Wayne?
Yeah.
You're going to see George. Well, George ain't down there anymore.
George ain't been with Dana for friggin' 4 years, probably. Well, you guys, are
we gonna blind them?
You're gonna have a impromptu blind between the Parker's Heritage and the George T. Stagg. I think the George T. Stagg is from 2020, 2019.
2019.
Yeah. So it is one of the lower proof stags. Last time we got into this stag,
I cried.
no, we're beyond the crying part. When we opened it originally several months ago, there was a little bit of tears, but when we first got into this thing, it was the very first time that I've ever picked up bubble gum in
Yes.
bourbon.
So that's my thing is we might be able to differentiate these when we taste them, but I mainly wanted to do a side by side because they're both super sweet and they're both really oaky. And I know that the George T. Stagg's got air in it, but like, man, that Parker's, I told you I had it at a bar.
You know what's weird?
The Parker's today is twice as good as when I had it at the bar.
That double oak 13th Colony, I've had it in my decanter this whole time,
Yeah.
and I still have mine.
I got a thimble left back here.
I've had one sip of my 13th Colony. I went back to it here recently. Spring Carrot, he called me one night drinking or whatever, and he got me into. He's like, just go pop something that you ain't drinking forever. And I thought about the decanter, right? So I went up there and I poured me this. We split a bottle of the double oak 3 ways, and we did a review on it when it dropped. That was the hot ticket item of last year. And
My biggest regret in whiskey, not buying the second bottle.
yeah, my biggest regret. So not to get off. Well, hold on. I went back to the 13th Colony after like a year for you guys out there that are watching, and it had not dropped probably 5 points of proof point.
All right.
Really?
It was still extremely high on the proof point.
Mine felt
It was
weak.
really nice. And no, mine hadn't gone away at all. It felt really good. But getting back onto our biggest regret of whiskey, my personal biggest regret of whiskey when I first got into bourbon, there were several different drops happening this particular day. I went to Kroger on Mall Road, and they had 3 Russell's 13 sitting right there at MSRP. It was $70, bro.
Damn. You called me that day too, and I'm like, and then I kicked myself in the butt because I should have came and got him.
I ended up leaving there and going to another liquor store. I had one more liquor store that I want to hit before I decided what I wanted to buy. As I came back to Kroger to buy the Russell's 13,
Gone.
the dude was at the counter buying the last bottle. So I messed that up because there was 3 bottles. Within a 30-minute time limit, they were gone. And then like 2 weeks later, everybody was coming out, bourbon of the year, bourbon of the year. I'm like, oh my God. That was my biggest regret, for sure.
All right,
So,
Let's read these last. E.H. Tater said 2 things. Let's do those, and then let's have one person stay back and mix them.
and then we'll leave and somebody else come back
Yeah.
and mix them, and then we should be good.
So he just cracked some JW Daint, which we don't get here often. We have been tasting Burning Chair cash strength and making cocktails with Buffalo Trace kosher rye, Sazeracs, and I don't know French.
Is the JW Dant worth it, E.H. Tater? I've been eyeing it. It's only like $20, but
Brady has the 3rd one. I'm still waiting to get the 3rd one of these.
Tater, have you had the Knob Creek 12 year? I'm curious because last week we drank the 18 year and we had several discussions about the 12 year in comparisons to the 9 year and the 18.
the pepper decanter is going to be a big surprise, I think, for you. It grows on me every time I drink it. The 12 is good. The Peerless Double Oak is not bad. I like it a lot. I think it's a little overpriced.
Oh, that's nice, Tater. The how much did you pay for the KC12? We get it if it's on sale out here. We get it for close to $70.
He said the Dant for
So,
$25
I
is
know.
totally good. I'm gonna have to get me one. All right, you want to mix them?
I'll do the first batch. So these guys are gonna leave the room. I'm gonna mix the blind. I'll step out. One of them will come in and remix it again, and then we'll go from there. No peeking. All right. So they're out the room. I'm gonna mix it. Shit. I forgot where I put them. All right. So I know it's shit. I gotta make sure I know where they're at first. So make sure I'm not messing everybody up. So that's on the right, that's on the left. Alright, so I'm gonna mix one time, one time, one time. So I'm gonna step out, send one of them back in. I'll send one of them back in here to do the other mix.
Knob Creek 12 for $50. Damn, that's 60 here. The pepper 50, that's right. Peerless for 70, that's really good. It's about 90 here. Tell you what, that Peerless Double Oak Rye I think is better than the Double Oak Bourbon. Personally. Peerless Toasted is really good too. E.H. Tater, have you had the Green River Foolproof? I know a lot of people have been talking about it. I've seen a lot of videos on it, and I hate to like buy into the hype on stuff, but man, that is like one of the best values that you can get right now. For it's like Kroger for $40, and it's all at Steel Box for 50. You're up. Or you just want to do it?
Dude, I gotta be. So you probably put him back in the same position I had.
Not necessarily. Alright, we gotta take a potty break. I missed out on the Green River Single Barrel and Foolproof. Saw it, didn't buy it, went back and gone. I've only tried one Green River Single Barrel. My buddy has one. I'm gonna try it tomorrow. I'm really excited. But man, that Foolproof is good. It's funny because when me and a couple of my friends went to the Kentucky Bourbon Fest last year, Green River had a tent, and we walked past and we were like, we've all had Green River bourbon and we don't like it. We passed on it. Didn't even, and the Foolproof had just came out. We didn't even try it. And then, a year later now, I've had the Weeded, like it. I've had the Rye, really like it. The Foolproof that just came out, love it. So I can tell you this year at the Bourbon Festival, I will not be skipping the Green River tent. I'm hoping they have a pick there. I would love to get a Green River single barrel pick.
Green River has been.
They're killing it, man. Even their single barrels are 6 to 7 years old and they're $60.
Yeah.
They're killing it, man. He said he's been kicking rocks because he's only had the Weeded. My bad. I actually looked on Sealbox right before this. The new batch of Green River Foolproof just came out on Sealbox. It's the 118 proof instead of 117. I mean, it's just like Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. It's a blend, so it's going to taste different. But it just came out on Sealbox today. So and it's $50. So if you're not seeing it on shelves by you, I would hop on Sealbox and buy that for $50. And I would definitely get it if you got the chance. Junkies had a pick. I heard that, and I saw the Mash and Drum review it last night on his live stream, and he held up the bottle. I was like, man, that's a dark whiskey, and I would love to have that single barrel. I want to go to that Junkies Bourbon in the Barn next year. It's been on my list for the last few years, and I think next year I'm going to do it. I need to commit to doing it. Kentucky Bourbon Fest is in September, so I go to that last year, and I spent way too much money. So this year I'm going to try to do better. But man, you get to try so much. They get you drunk, and then they say, hey, we got a store pick if you want to buy it. Or like we went to Jim Beam, And I was drunk walking to Jim Beam, and they're like, "Hey, we have Baker's 13 if you want it." I'm like, "Hell yeah, I want it." It's funny, these are actually like really close in color. Do you actually pour that Parker's? It don't look like it's gone down any.
Yeah. I only did. I eyeballed a half ounce. So you probably got like 1. You probably got 0.75 ounce.
I don't believe that. I think we got about 0.25. I think he jibs us. We're all caught up.
Damn, he got the Knife Creek 12 for 50.
I know. You got that and the pepper both for 50.
I know.
The Peerless for 70. They got a deal on those.
There is a Prideful goat on the table, Tater.
Yeah, it's not in the blind. It's part of the video that we just recorded that'll come out later this week.
We do have a couple. You got a Prideful goat back there too, don't you?
Yeah, I got the rum finish.
Yeah, there. We do have the rum finish too, Tater.
If you can get this 8-year Prideful Goat Rye on seal box still, I would add that to your order with the Green River Foolproof. Highly recommend it.
Yeah, and you got at BP. I told that lady, she got the 6-year too.
The 6 years good as well.
She couldn't get the 8-year. They said they were out. The 8-year went fast.
Yeah.
Tater, Tater, is there something that we've mentioned or talked about or tried or anything that you're interested in a sample? I mean, me personally, you don't get to see my selection or Brady's selection, but you know, you've been pretty interactive, and we appreciate you always commenting and you know, being interactive with us. So if there's something that you've picked up on that we've tried, or something that
You'd like to try that you picked up on?
Anything like that, you know, we wouldn't mind if you want to email us your address. We'll ship you out a sample or something like that. You know, anything like that.
Yeah.
We definitely appreciate the support and love.
Yeah,
No
shoot us an email. You know, at the Bourbon Jamaican, KY.
It's in the description for the YouTube channel, so you can find it linked in the description. Shoot us an email or something that you may have seen us, you know, tasted or reviewed or did a blind of. Anything that you've seen, man, just let us know, and
let us
see
know
what we can do.
Right, and let us know if there's something that you're debating buying, and we'll give you our opinion on it while we're sitting here. I still got a little bit of time left.
Or hit us on Facebook.
Tater said anything Kentucky bottom shelf stuff. There's a lot of sleepers there for sure.
The Travelers.
No, Kentucky only.
Oh, Kentucky only.
So that's like JTS Brown, JW Dant, some of the Willett stuff. A lot of the Willett stuff is Kentucky only.
Well, I got that Willett, that Kentucky, Indiana.
Yeah.
There's a couple
it's,
of them.
What's it? Oh, Old Bardstown. The Old Bardstown's in the pure Kentucky, or Kentucky only. Johnny Drum used to be. I've been hearing it's not anymore, but I'm not sure. But I know for sure that JW Dane he was talking about in the JTS Brown
Yeah. Damn, yeah, he said the JTS Brown he can't get in the Old Bardstown 100. He can't get.
Old Bardstown 100's not worth it. It's like $22, and it's fine. It's a mixer.
Yeah.
Personally, I've not had JTS Brown or JW Dance. I love Heaven Hill. I've been debating buying those two bottles for like a year now, and I just haven't done it.
The JTS Brown's worth it. Absolutely. Yeah. You can drink it straight. You can drink it in a mixer.
We'll have to do that.
And it's super. You can go buy a handle tomorrow.
He said the dance is great, man. This man's talking up to JW Dan.
We're gonna go buy a bottle tonight.
I'll be at Heaven Hill tomorrow night, man. I might have to buy that JW Dan.
All right. Well, we're getting ready to start this blind.
Yep.
Breaking our crunch.
If you're just tuning in and just joining us, obviously you see a lot of bottles on the shelf. Currently, right now, what we have poured up, it's an impromped blind. We're gonna put the George C. Stagg right here up against the Parkers. The other bottles up here is just things that we've drank previously to you joining. So with that being said, we'll start with the left.
You're right.
It's blind, guys, so we mix them up.
Sorry. I couldn't help but laugh. Chris said it's blind. Start on the left, and Sheldon said you're right.
Far left, you're right.
Oh man,
I think
that first nose is pretty good.
Chocolate covered cherries. That's all I gotta say. I think they're worlds apart. I haven't tried my second glass, but I tried my first glass, and I can tell you, I don't know. I won't put my foot in my mouth. I gotta try.
And like I said, we might be able to tell right away which one's which. But I'm just based off of pure preference. I mean,
based off of peer pressure, I opened both of those bottles.
No, not peer pressure. Pure preference.
But I'm saying off of peer pressure, I had to open two of my prized possessions.
You know what though?
Pappy 12 coming next.
Hey, that's number one. That's like the birth of the bourbon Jamaican.
You know what though?
We don't turn 40 every year, folks. Stay tuned till October.
That was supposed to be for 40th birthday.
No, it wasn't. You said last week, I'll open it next week, and then I get here and he said, I'm saving that for my 40th.
Stay tuned.
There's a YouTube channel that really, I don't watch his channel often, but the name of the channel is the way everybody should think. The channel's called Pop 'em, Don't Watch 'em.
Yeah, I seen him.
You popped them. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Now all those ones on the top shelf that you're watching, you just need to pop
Well,
too.
we can pop the bottom shelf first.
Yeah.
Then we can work our way up. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Start from the bottom, then to the top.
Alright.
All right, so we're on glass number
Hey,
10.
you have several Buffalo Trace down there. Do you have a store pick from back in the COVID era or anything
Yes.
like that?
How about all those Eagle Rare stores?
I would be curious that I have an Eagle Rare store pick that I haven't opened in like 2 or 3 years. Like that would.
I think two of those Eagle Rares.
How about we do a store pick like blind or something like that? Even if
have a
it's
new one. I
yeah,
just
from
got
the
one.
different years. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
just got a brand new Buffalo Trace store pick.
And Eagle.
You bought an Eagle a month ago.
Yeah, all three of those are. I got an Eagle Rare that's a store pick also.
I have an Eagle Rare store pick that I said I wouldn't open either until I got it back up, but I mean I'm down.
We can do.
I have a Weller Antique store pick from a couple years ago.
Yeah, I ain't got no Weller.
I haven't opened that. Yeah,
I've not opened mine yet either.
I haven't opened
I've
mine
been
yet
scared
either.
to open mine.
I've been waiting to open mine for a special occasion.
All right, I think they're waiting on glass number 2. So glass number 2.
Cheers, Brandon Taylor. Welcome to the stream.
What's up, Bubby?
We're blinding the 2 bottles in the middle right here in front of Brady. The Parker's Heritage versus Dorsey Stagg.
Wow, it's gonna be tough.
That's what I'm saying.
This is gonna be tough.
That's what's so great about special occasion whiskey like this is it when it hits your tongue, it's like it punches
I
with
got like
flavor.
goosebumps off that one.
The amount of I did too. the amount of flavor you get off of one sip. I mean a third of an ounce, not even that, hits your tongue and immediately you get chills. There's so much flavor. That is a special bottle.
I think it's like
in
the
both of them.
anticipation and the adrenaline of this. I don't know why I'm getting an adrenaline rush because it's just like.
That's what I'm saying though, is even though these taste completely different, they both did that. That's why I wanted to blind this, because it's like, okay, which is it? Which is it for you?
I felt like we should have did a separate video for those two.
Nah, it's better on the blind or on the live.
Brandon,
Wow.
just make sure
Dude,
you
this
studying that book over there,
Sip
my
one and
boy.
then sip one right after. It's gonna be a hard one to decide. A very, very hard
Well,
one to decide.
I can tell which one is which because
That's
of
how I
a,
feel too. I
Well, you
may
can tell
be
the
better,
rye.
but
I get the bubble gum on glass one.
I'm getting the opposite.
You think glass one is Parker's?
Yes.
Oh no. Glass one has to be the George T. Stagg. I immediately get bubble gum on glass one.
Oh no, I gotta go back.
Glass-
to
glass-
on the nose or
No, tongue. As soon as it hits my tongue, I get bubble gum.
Well, I
On
got
the nose, it smells like chocolate covered cherries.
I got the chocolate covered cherries at first, but
But when you
God,
tasted
man.
the Parker's earlier, did you get chocolate covered cherries?
I got chocolate. A lot of
right.
chocolate.
I didn't get any cherry on the Parker's.
No cherry, but it's hard.
Man.
This is gonna be probably the hardest. I don't know. I might have to let y'all
Think about it this way. Do it in 3 rounds. Which has a better nose?
Glass one.
You think
Okay.
glass one has the better nose?
Glass one has the better nose.
I disagree.
Brady ain't gonna be worth a what tomorrow?
Worth a damn.
All right, Brandon. We'll see about that.
It's still early.
Hey, I'll see you at 5:45. Yeah, right.
I'll see you at 7, my boy.
To me, glass 2 has the better nose.
Yeah.
Glass 2 has like a basement nose.
And to me, glass 2 has the better palate.
I agree with glass two, but that's what I'm saying. It's hard.
So then round 3 is the finish, which has the better finish. And I hate to say this.
Glass one, glass two, I think is gonna have the better finish.
I think glass 2 has the better finish. I think glass 2 wins all 3 of them for me. Even if you put the nose to glass 1, because the noses are the closest part to me. I think glass 2 is better all around, whether it wins 2 out of the 3 rounds or 3 out of the 3 rounds.
Brandon, the Crown Blackberry was a couple months ago when it first dropped. We actually did a video when it first released.
You know what I did on accident?
And then we went back and did another video, a couple weeks later. I was able to pick up a Huber's Starlight Blackberry Bourbon and put it up against the Crown whiskey. And we compared the two of them.
Go check out the video. We got that video posted also, but so it was the day we sent you the picture, I was at Brandon's and I grabbed the wrong bag. I had 2 black bags. One was for JD and I was supposed to give him a Crown Royal whiskey blend, and I gave him the
Crown Royal
Blue.
Black.
Yeah, I was mad as hell, but at the same time it was his birthday, so I didn't feel bad.
And he was really happy.
Something, yeah.
He saw the blackberry and he was like, "No way!"
Yeah. So it was pretty good. And I was like, "Damn, I grabbed the wrong bag." I feel like Black Doug in Hangover 3 is like, "Man, Marshall's gonna kill you." I gave him the wrong bag.
The Bird Dog Blackberry is pretty good from what I've heard. We do the Bird Dog gingerbread, yeah.
So,
Thanks.
Chris, what's it go for you in the 3? What do you think has the better nose?
I'm stuck in between, man. I really like glass one. I think I'm going with glass one.
Glass 2 has more of a
On the nose?
No, just overall.
Glass 2 has more of a
Glass one overall.
dusty warehouse basement kind of smell.
2?
2 does.
You said earlier you were taking palate and finish on glass 2 over 1. Now you're taking it back.
Because I got the last couple sips.
Instead of confusing everybody, let's go through this as a group. What has the best nose? We'll go across.
Glass 2 has the best nose.
Okay, Chris.
I'm getting that mintiness off of glass one.
Glass 2 is the better nose
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
So all 3 of us pick glass 2 on the nose. How about the palate? Not the finish, just from the time it goes from the tip of your tongue to the back of your tongue.
Glass one.
I would agree, glass 1.
Wow.
Glass one for sure.
Overall,
There's something about that bubble gum. I get the bubble gum, and there's something after it that I don't like, and I can't tell. I shouldn't say don't like. I'm not a huge fan of. I still like it. Don't get me wrong. Glass 1 is a great whiskey. I'm not gonna poop on George C. Stagg or Parker's Heritage.
Right.
But it's not. It doesn't taste like as special as Glass 2 to me.
Right.
So
which one do you think is which?
I think
Glass 2 is the Parker's.
I think the same. I think glass 2 is the Parker's, but I also think glass 1 is the Parker's.
So for palate, you picked what, 1 or 2?
For palate, I picked 2.
2.
All right, I picked 2 as well.
No, I picked one for palate, 2 for nose. So palate,
Okay.
nose.
How about finish?
Finish would be probably 2 for me.
2 overall.
So you pick 2
Yeah.
for 2 out of 3. I'm giving the finish to 2.
Glass 2 is better.
Yeah.
Okay.
So glass 2 is the Parker's. Wow. I almost said glass 1 though. Glass 1 is, I don't know.
I could tell it was the George from the bubble gum. So I wanted to try these because of the intensity. They were both intense, but it was which one was better.
Also, the stag is what, 8 years older?
The George T. Stagg is 15 years, so it's 5 years older.
Yeah.
It is lower proof though. It is 116.9. This is one of the lower proof George T. Staggs.
So it's only what, 10 proof? 9 proof? More?
It's almost 12. It's 12. It's
Yeah.
11.9 proof higher.
Tater, did you tell us where you're from out there in Cali? Just out of curiosity.
Tater said GTS. I would be going for Witch's Heaven Hill. Yeah. LOL.
Yeah. So Evan Hill strikes again.
So it's funny because before we even did the video before this live stream, Sheldon said, "Brady, you had this Parker's before?" I said, "Yeah," and I said it was good. I wouldn't pay $300 for it, and then it just beat George T. Stagg. You know? Taters from Santa Cruz. Oh, here's a good question. E.H. Tater, have you tried or found a Russell's 15?
Yes.
That's on my list.
Tater, the reason why I asked where you're from is I'm going to Disneyland in October, man. But it seems that you're about 6 hours away.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. 6 hours is a hefty drive.
E.H. Tater should just come to Kentucky Bourbon Fest in a month and we can all hang out with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, any major event that you want to participate in Kentucky, Tater, like we definitely hospitality is up there, you know what I mean? So anytime that you have an inkling to come to Kentucky, let us know. No doubt. Here in the next week or so, I'm hoping that maybe we can do a video maybe next Friday.
I'm out next Friday. I'm out in Vegas.
When do you come
leave?
back?
Thursday. I'll leave Thursday night.
And come back, what?
I won't be
Sunday
here
morning.
next week because I'm out of town, but
Sunday I'll probably be. I'll be back Sunday morning. I'll probably be tired, but
I was hoping to be able to jump on here and go live and do the pool for my Nottoway League, and then maybe the 30th. I'm thinking the 30th we do a YouTube live for our Kentucky League, the one that all three of us are in.
yeah.
We do a live on our YouTube then on the 30th for draft position, and then we draft on the 31st. But nobody's speaking up whether or not we're going to Twin Peaks, whether we're going to Ryan Wooten has talked about doing shit at his house for it. But
I'm good with whatever.
Wooten's down there in Dry Ridge. So
E.H.
I'd rather go to Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
I don't care.
We need to, if we're on a struggle bus, we're gonna need to be able to come home. Twin Peaks is probably the best bet.
Yeah, I'd rather go to Twin
Neutral
Peaks.
ground.
You see, hang on, I gotta read this real quick. This hurt my heart a little bit. E.H. Tater said Russell's 15 here is bundled with a Russell's 10 for $400. Kentucky Bourbon Fest sounds awesome. If I can convince my girlfriend, we'll try for it. If I walked into a store tomorrow and they had Russell's 15 with a Russell's 10 for $400, I'm gonna be pacing that store for half an hour, convincing myself to buy that bundle. Man, I want that Russell's 15 so bad.
I'm kind of pissed. I traded you that damn Russell's 10 for that
For the
Bardstown. I haven't made an old fashioned. It's gonna be a winter drink. So here
You
probably
can buy
next-
the Russell's 10 again.
that was a good batch though. That was really good.
The issue was Russell's 10 is $30. I paid $70 for the Bardstown. I was trying to get something out of it because if I took it home with me after our video, I was pouring it down the drain because I did not like it at all. You said you liked it. I wanted just anything.
I'm using it for old fashioned. That's what I'm using it for.
There you go. I just didn't want to lose $70. Instead, I lost $40.
Yeah, you ain't lose nothing. It's still a good cause.
You're right. You're right.
All right.
E.H. Tater said I might have boxes on their way to Chicago. Unicorn. Russell's 15 is a unicorn. And it's funny because I've seen some people, like everybody's saying it's good. Some people say you have to get this. Some people say, it ain't worth $250.
Yes, it is. I beg to differ.
It's worth $250.
I was in Destin.
So hang on. If it's $400 for the bundle, you take the Russell's 10 out. It's $350. Would you pay $350 for it?
You would pay $350?
Yes.
Holy
I
crap!
don't know if I would pay $350.
I'm telling you, when I had it, this and that.
If we get a Russell's 15, I will. Well, Brady has a Russell's 13, but I would go to Virginia to pick up my 13. Ryan,
I've been picking up at 13 for like 2 years.
I haven't been home to get it, bro. I honestly haven't gone to see my mama's in 3 years. But Spring Carrot, he has a George T. Stagg that he won this year, 2023 release. And everybody's ripping and raving about the 2023.
I'll say early November we can make a road trip if you're down.
The Virginia people are at least.
For the George?
Yeah, for the 23.
Hey.
I tried it when we went to Liquor Barn that day. It's, in my opinion, it's a little better than the one we just tried, but I mean, I'm not paying $600 for
He
it.
got MSRP for it, but
It's
either
worth
way,
it for-
when
it's worth
he
it for
comes
that.
to the Derby, he's bringing it to the Derby for us to drink this coming year.
We're getting it before that.
Why?
Early, sometime in November, either the first or the second week in November. I say we head out Friday night, or Thursday night, and drive down. He said Mom and Pops will put us up.
In Virginia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we just hit a couple liquor stores on the way down and on the way back.
So
we can take turns driving.
it ain't even going to be like that. It's only an 8-hour drive. It's not that bad.
Hang on. I got something that sounds better. The George T. Stagg we're not going to get.
We're not worried about Stagg. We're just worried about all the other stuff because Virginia.
Something really cool popped up, and I've been trying to figure out if I want to do it or not.
Hold on. Before we get into this, Brandon Taylor, he just commented the best comment that he's had on our channel. We need a Pappy Van Winkle video.
Brandon, go somewhere unless you can come up with it. We ain't got no Pappy. We ain't got no Pappy.
I'm the Pappy.
I'm the Pappy.
E.H. Tater said right next to it a single Rick House Camp Nelson F for $400. Dropping Nukes helped me get a single Rick last year for $300. It's top 5 bourbon I've ever had. I've not had the Russell's 15. I've seen people say the Russell's 15 are better than the single Rick, but man, that single Rick, I don't know if you remember or not, because you were pretty drunk.
Rick. You have the single Rick?
I still remember it.
No.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I was pretty drunk that night, but I remember that pour.
Oh my God, man!
Hey,
that is up there with my William Heavenhill as it better be a special occasion if I'm drinking that bottle.
We can do
that in my
40th birthday.
That in my William, yeah. That
there you go. Brady said yes.
Single Rick and William Heavenhill. Like if I had a top shelf, those were the only 2 bottles on it.
Hey, we got 8 people watching. We haven't ran through it in a while. So if you're just tuning in, thanks for tuning in and supporting the channel. If you could hit that like button, if you could send a little comment, maybe where you tuning in from before you leave the channel, that would be awesome.
Absolutely.
If you could hit a reaction, like button, heart, love, whatever the case may be. Thank you. Brandon wants to at least see the bottle, Shelly. If you want to put the Pappy, if you want to.
At this point, I don't think I'm in the condition to climb up there and get it. So I beg to differ. So next time I'll let you see the bottle.
So are we doing the draft on Saturday the 31st, or are we going to do it?
I think that Sheldon's got something to do on the first. On the first, yeah. So
Damn.
we'll have to do it that.
So what I was going to
Saturday.
say was I got an email. It sounded really cool. It's on the 31st though. 13th Colony. I'm on their newsletter. They picked a bunch of people in their newsletter They selected like 5 people out of thousands in a lottery.
Yeah.
I was not picked. They're going to 13th Colony next Monday. They're doing a tour and a barrel pick. Whatever barrel they pick is going to be on sale in the gift shop that Saturday the 31st.
How far is it?
It's in Georgia. I mean, it's like a
5
9.
hours.
No, it's like 8.
Then 8 hours to Georgia from here.
Yeah, it is.
It's in southern. It's in
Oh,
southern
so close to
Georgia.
Alabama, Florida Georgia
Yeah.
line.
Yeah.
David Sneedon, welcome to the channel.
Here, 13th
Thanks for tuning in.
Colony Distillery. From here, where we're sitting, if I can get it to load,
We could
is 8 hours and 50 minutes.
We could go to Virginia and do the Bowman Distillery.
That would be cool. My thing though is about like their picks, like that they did the cash strength this year. I mean, you had to get lucky to get one. I walked in and they were putting it on the shelf. I got really lucky. Well, that's a 6 year. Right. That's a 6 year. The barrel picks they do are like 10 to 12 year stuff. Like it's as old or older than the double oak stuff. And man, I'd love to have one of them bottles, but it's a 9-hour drive.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, if the draft was Sunday, we could have drove Friday night, woke up Saturday, went to that because there's gonna be a party too. They're gonna have music and food and stuff like that.
Yeah,
we
that's
could
gonna
have
be cool.
bought a bottle, stayed a little bit, and then drove back that night, and then did the draft the next
I
day.
need to check to make sure the draft is Sunday and not Saturday, because I think some people work that Monday.
Yeah, I haven't heard from third shift yet to see kind of when we're going to be able to do it. But David, we appreciate you tuning in and showing the channel love. That's the most that we could ask from you, so we appreciate it. He's watching from Scotland.
Hey, David. It's like the second time David came on from Scotland. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, that's cool. My sister actually went to Scotland to participate in one of her childhood friends' wedding. One of her buddies growing up through school actually moved out to Scotland and started teaching. He was a professor,
Professor Xavier.
and he ended up getting married out there in Scotland. So she went out to Scotland, and she actually brought me back some liquor from Scotland.
I think for our next live stream, I think that we should do stuff that we've not done in a video. Stuff that's kind of crafty or random. Like I have 2 or 3 bottles I'm thinking of, and I think we should do a fresh pop. I know that we haven't done one on a Friday in a while, so we haven't done a fresh crack.
Yeah.
But I think that whether it's a Friday or not, I think the next live stream we do, we should fresh crack 1 or 2 bottles, and we should just bottles that we have that we've not put in a video. We should sample.
Wednesday next week would be a good day.
He's not gonna be here next week.
That's what
Y'all
I'm
can
saying.
do what you want to do, but
Until
I won't
Friday,
be there
it's
next
just you and me, and then on Friday, it's just me and him.
Yeah.
So
we won't be able
We'll
to
fi-
do anything
we'll
until
figure
the
it out.
following week.
Yeah.
we can, we'll figure something out. Because we'll have to do a video next week. We don't have any content
Or-
planned ahead.
Or we can do a care package, and when we go live, you can join in on the live.
I don't know how that works. And I don't think that you're gonna have time in Vegas to freaking do that.
So, one other thing that might be interesting, if you guys want to go over it real quick, and then I actually gotta start getting ready to head out. I have a list of bourbon that either just came out, or whiskeys I should say, that just came out or are about to come out. Go over if we're interested in getting them. I think that might be interesting.
Yeah.
So,
We can do out a list. Bourbon that's to look out for coming in the fall and the winter.
Sure.
And that way everybody's on the same page and can look out for them. This might be something you're looking for on your list. Might be something that you didn't hear about, but you'll be interested in finding out. So let's wait. We gonna check out. We're gonna call it Brady's wish list.
sure.
That'd be a good one, Brady's wish list. So look out for Brady's wish list on our next live. So we'll post.
Oh, I was talking about doing it now before I leave.
Alright.
We can do it now. It ain't gonna take that long.
So here is Brady's wish list.
Well, of course, my first one's gonna be Russell's 15 on the wish list. But things that are about to come out.
They've already had that.
Tater said he's been drinking on the rye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got all 3 coasters. I didn't even try them yet. Maybe we can do that one day. Tomorrow when I go to Heaven Hill, I'm picking up the grain to glass and toasted rye Elijah Craig. So we'll have to do those in the near future because those will be good. So for the group, I guess the question is, as I read them, are you guys interested in? Do you guys want to get them, or you just want to try them, kind of thing? Stagg, the new Stagg batch 24A.
Try.
You wouldn't buy it?
I don't know. I haven't read anything about it, but right now it's just a try off the top of the head.
But your buddy probably gets some. If he gets some, I'll probably buy one off him.
E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof Rye.
Bye.
Yeah, Buffalo Trace is definitely a wish. This one, I don't know if anybody in the chat's heard of this one. Seal Box is coming out with a 15-year bourbon. I did some research. It's from Wild Turkey.
Wow.
It
So
doesn't.
you're hoping that it's a knockoff of the Russells?
Yeah, I am.
That's the best I didn't make it.
The batch that just wasn't good enough to put the Russells label on.
Only downfall. It's $2.99. But
I
That's
guarantee
wild.
the same juice.
He would pay that. He'd pay $3.50 for Russell's 15. He said. So
Same batch.
keep an eye out on Sealbox because it doesn't have a release date. Woodford just came out with their new distillery series, the mini bottles. It's a 51% malted barley whiskey, finished in port barrels.
That's like wine with like a wine
Chocolate
dessert.
wine.
Yeah. Chocolate finished wine.
Would you try it?
Yes.
Interested in trying it?
Absolutely.
The Meg would love it.
Yes.
Yellowstone LE.
I haven't had anything from Yellowstone, like not
They just came out
Not
with a
a
rum
pour or
barrel
anything.
finish.
So they do this once a year. The 2024 is 7-year, 17-year bourbon, blended and finished in brandy and cognac barrels. It comes out in September.
Man, they must be really running
It's
out.
101 proof and it's $110.
They must be really running out of fresh oak barrels. Because everybody's coming
The
over
oak
with that.
trees are dying, bro.
Yeah.
There's gonna be like a 20-year wait in between.
Damn.
We'll
Better
see.
pump the brakes on these bottles then. Or we be drinking a lot of blended bourbon.
Yep.
Old Granddad, 100 proof, 16 years old.
Damn.
Bye.
I agree.
Bye.
I'm buying that in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Brandon Taylor said 99 bananas beats it all.
You probably drinking a 99 banana right now.
Sit your grape ass down.
Booker's Reserve. It's an 8-year, 3 months batch of Booker's with a special limited edition label on it.
No.
No?
No.
I'm all about the Bookers, man. I would be curious. I
No
would try.
SRP on it. I have no clue.
I would try.
On Jim Beam's website, it says in September they have a top secret release. I'm hoping that's it because I'm hoping they sell it at Bourbon Fest. I want to get one.
I hope that they
When
put
is
it in
Bourbon
my
Fest?
barreled in box.
It's in September. It's
September
in
what?
three or 4 weeks. It's the
We were gonna buy tickets, but we couldn't.
13th, 14th, 15th.
Yeah.
It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
All right. I think Ashley got tickets, but I forgot.
What's up,
to get
Ryan?
mine.
It's sold out now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She got tickets, but I forgot to get one.
Last one. I already know what you guys are going to say for this. Maker Cellar Aged.
Yeah,
Is it
we buying.
2025 series or still the 23?
24.
We buying.
We buy.
I saw somebody posted on Facebook and I went to Maker's website to confirm. Last year it was $150.
Yeah.
This year $200
Well, we might be driving down to
for
Louisville.
a blend of 11 and 12-year Maker's Mark.
We'll be driving down to Louisville.
I can tell you, I tried the Cellar Age last year. It was good. I wouldn't pay $200 for it.
Overrated.
Overrated. I know you guys are like really wanting it.
We're gonna buy it.
All right. When they sold it, actually, it came out last year, the week before Bourbon Fest. Because when I got to Bourbon Fest, I went to the Michters tent. They were giving out samples of it.
Yeah.
But you had to have a ticket. I didn't get there early enough for a ticket. And I asked the guy if they were selling them. He said, "Oh, yeah, we've been selling for the last week." And I said, "Well, how early are people showing up?" And he said, 3 hours before we open.
No,
and
you
I
don't have a ticket, you ain't got a
I
chance.
said, there ain't no way I'm showing up and sitting in line for 3 hours for this. And then a couple weeks later, I got to try it at a bar in Nashville with my buddies. Good. Will not lie, it was good. I'd rather have an old Fitzgerald.
What they just posted, Chris? I can't see it.
Brandon's talking about Ryan.
No. Alright guys, well, I hope y'all enjoy this video with the, how you say, the
Impromptu.
impromptu. The Parkers versus the George T. Stagg from 2019. It's the low proof one. It's what, 116?
Yep.
Versus, how much is this?
128.
128. But honestly, either one of them could have won. Either one. Like, this Parker's is absolutely delicious. I consider this a brownie in a bottle, and consider the Stagg a chocolate covered cherry in a bottle. Which the brownie came on top because the finish was good.
Yeah, it was.
The nose was good. And what was number 3?
The finish. Nose, palate, finish. The finish was incredible. The palate was great. Nose was still good. The George T. Stagg had a pretty solid nose, though.
Yeah. Well, there you have it, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like, and share. Thanks for watching. Tater, shoot us an email. Hit us up on Facebook. Shoot us a message. Brandon.
Look forward to taking your lunch money, Brandon.
Probably tomorrow. You better pack extra lunch. Everybody else, what's the guy from Scotland?
David, thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tapping in.
Glad you was able to get up in here with us.
Yes. Thank you to everyone.
We've been going live a little bit earlier than normal, so you know some of our across the pond and West Coast people haven't been able to tune in, but glad that you guys were able to catch us today and be on the lookout for our upcoming video with the Parker's Heritage. Like, subscribe, share, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
Peace out. These guys are gonna hold it down while I impromptu.
That wasn't bad. Good work.
I forgot another one on the list. I'm gonna